Well, hello and welcome back to our Team Lotus F1 Manager series. We're getting very much into this 2026 season and we are just 4 days away from Imola, coming off the back of Canada. And if you didn't check that one out yet, please do so before we get into this one. It was a very interesting race. If you've been following the series, you will know that we've made some upgrade changes to our competitors, and that has definitely put us down the grid a little bit. And I think we saw that really for the first time properly in Canada. In Montreal, it was a 3rd and 5th place finish for us. So we are certainly not the dominant car of 2026 anymore. We've got some work to do. Luckily, we've got quite a good points advantage already in the constructors, as we can see here in the drivers and constructors. And there we have it, a massive margin so far. So we've got a lot of wriggle room, but we don't want to slip too far down. And of course, it was RB that won that race in Canada, and it was Yuki Tsunoda winning his first ever race there. So he gained 25 points. So he's not a million miles away in terms of the Drivers' Championship. They're going to need to do a lot more on the constructors. So I'm quite looking forward to Imola to see where we all sit and find ourselves. What's quite interesting is McLaren is showing as the most dominant car on the grid, but they're not really pulling out of the bag. So yeah, very interesting indeed. And we're not going to have too much to do off track because it is only 4 days until Imola. But before we see what is on the agenda, my normal agenda first of all, which is to say, if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. If you can really help me out and smash that like button, really does support the channel. And of course, get involved down below in the comments. But as I say, let's see what's on the agenda in terms of what we need to do off track. And we've had a design slot open up, so I'm going to start our first research project. And we've got minor technical changes on the underfloor, so let's go with that. We have used all our CFD and wind tunnel time, so not ideal. Let's see, drag reduction and airflow sensitivity is not affected by the 2027 regs. It will be the cornering speed downforce here. And low speed is the one that gets the biggest change, minus 30% reduction. And then medium speed, minus 20. And then high speed, minus 10. So let's go with that. One engineer, $1 million. So that's a research project underway. And then we've got some other designs coming in. We will get a suspension design before Imola. We won't get it manufactured though. And there we go. We were talking about suspension. There we go. It's all designed. Let's get it manufactured. And we'll go for 4 because we probably won't do a suspension for a while, if at all. That does mean another design slot is open. When is the next CFD? ATR period, sorry. It's 25 days. So, yeah, probably could do just getting another design underway. Let's do a chassis. And we're bringing the minimum lifespan right down as usual. Airflow middle. That could be improved a little bit, to be honest with you. Although the engine cooling is not too bad at 53%. Let's go with that. It's not going to be a mega upgrade, that one. One engineer, normal, $1 million. So there we go, designs and research locked in. Right, let's just go through the warehouse, make sure we've got all the new designs on. So we've only got one chassis. We have got a new front wing. That can go on both cars. New rear wing. Need to install a replacement there on the side pods. Newest underfloor. Both running the newest underfloor, or the very newest is not yet manufactured, so we're waiting on that. And waiting for the new suspension. So everything that is the latest design is currently on the cars, apart from those designs that are yet to be manufactured. And there we go, we've arrived. It's Friday practice time. So here we have it, and Imola is going to be a sprint weekend. So here we have it. So we've only got one practice session. Let's just have a look at the car analysis. So yeah, look, it says we're 15th on medium speed, 11th high speed, 8th low speed. We've really dropped off, haven't we? Let's just have a look. So it should be McLaren that are dominant. Look at that. But they're not showing it on track, are they? So it should be McLaren who are the fastest car on the grid. Then is it... not Alpine, sorry. Aston Martin, they've got some good stats in dirty air and DRS effectiveness, but not the stats that are really going to make you quicker. Mercedes, near enough the second quickest car, I'd have to say. RB, yeah, it's between RB and Mercedes, the second quickest car, you'd have to say. And then Ferrari are thereabouts. Very close between, I would say, Ferrari, RB and Mercedes on this anyway, but on track, it doesn't seem to be showing that. We're ranked as 14th. 14th and 15th on the grid. So this is going to be very interesting. This could be the worst result of the season, but we shall see as we set our race targets then. It's 18th or higher. Poor 18th or higher, Danny Rick. 17th or higher, Fernando Alonso. Let's start our one and only practice session in Imola. Here we go then. Our one and only practice session complete. And we nailed the setup with Fernando Alonso, 100%. His car parts knowledge, 84% for both. That's because they've got new front wings on the car, potentially a new underfloor as well. Track acclimatization up to 47%. That's because we locked in the setup pretty early with Alonso. Took a little bit more with Danny Rick, and as you can see, we've not actually uncovered that setup yet, so we will do as we get in sprint qualifying. But Fernando is very nicely set up for sprint quali. A little bit more work to do on the other side of the garage for Danny Rick as we head to sprint quali next. Okay, sprint qualifying in Imola underway, and we're out nice and early. Try and get this first lap in, and hopefully it'll be enough. Although we've got some traffic, we should be good actually for traffic. We should be pretty good, so hopefully these times are going to be okay. Alonso goes fastest, Ricciardo about 3 tenths off, Hamilton about half a second off, so that looks pretty good. Let's wait and see. We've got a yellow flag here in SQ1. Perez involved in a crash. Oh, he's locked up, and he's took the house with him there. Who was that? Bortoleto involved. So probably just absolutely wrecked Perez's own qualifying. And Bortoleto as well, I would imagine there. Both got damage. And Perez has got a 3-second time penalty. That'll be a grid penalty, no doubt.
Yes, we have.
Well, now Russell has crashed.
What happened there?
George Russell in the Mercedes, all on his own, it looks like this one. Oh, he's lost the back end. Very lucky to still be in the session there. He is in the session, but he may not get out with that damage. Lots going on here then in SQ1. Minute to go then, we're not gone back out. Let's see how this all ends. Will Russell get out of that bottom 6 there? Checkered flag has fallen. We're safely through and Russell is out. That damage was too much for Russell, Bortoleto and Perez. So all 3 of those who are involved in incidents are knocked out. And Perez will take a grid penalty as well. No other surprises down there in the bottom 6. So we are out on this first run in SQ2, halfway through, but we have got some traffic, which we're now about to encounter. There's Pierre Gasly. Gets out of the way nicely for Alonso and Ricciardo as well. I think that should be pretty good. Yeah, Zhou's too far down the road, so that should be good for traffic. And we're very close to each other again, so I think those laps should hopefully be good enough. Oh, we had one Mercedes crash in SQ1. Valtteri has done it in SQ2. Same corner. It's going to be the same. Oh, no, slightly different. He's just going to go straight on. He might be okay. Well, actually, the tyres, you only get one set of tyres. And a lock-up down to 92%. He might be okay, Bottas, if that's just front wing damage. He can change his front wing and get out in time. Sorry, he might be okay. Let's wait and see. Right, a minute to go again then. Not going back out. I think we're going to be safe. The McLarens look like they're setting the pace today. Checkered flag then. And Bottas has still got damage, so he's unlikely to get out of that bottom 6, and he doesn't. So a bit of a nightmare here for the Mercedes. Yeah, there we go. Bottas out in 14th then. Any surprise up here? We've got a Williams in the top 10 of Ocon, so Williams having a good session. But no real surprises, as just Yuki in the RB then. Nico Hulkenberg in the other RB knocked out. So let's go through then to SQ3. It looks like McLaren's our favourites here for pole. Okay, the grid have set their laps already. We left it a bit later, and we've got a free track now. So this is nice for us. No traffic at all to worry about. It is Piastri on provisional sprint pole. There, that McLaren looking good. Norris not so good. Although Piastri's going back out. Looks like the grid will go back out for a second run. Of course, again, only getting one set of tyres, one set of softs for this run. So we're going for one and only. And we go green, of course, through that first sector. It's our first runs in this session, so they will be green, but no purple. So looking good for Oscar Piastri at the moment. He's got a great margin, even on second place sites by 4 attempts. Can we challenge Piastri? Can we slip in behind him? Where are we going to fall here? Let's look at those first sector times. So it's a 23.2 for Alonso, 23.3 for Ricciardo, about just under a tenth behind his teammates. So very tight as we get the middle sector there of a 24.8, 24.9. So Alonso probably 2 tenths up on Danny Rick. Danny Rick's got to find a couple of attempts in this final sector if he's to challenge Ricciardo here. Just through this left-hander then for Fernando Alonso. Now we're on to the start-finish straight. head to the line. What time are we going to set here in SQ3? It's enough for 4th place. What about Ricciardo? Ricciardo only 9th. No disappointment there in the end. Alonso, I think he's only a couple of attempts off science, but nearly 7 attempts off Piastri. The McLaren we said should be the fastest car on paper. We haven't seen it yet, but it looks like today it might have come alive in Imola.
Yep, understood.
Let's see what the rest of these timings look like. Got people on outlaps here.
Watch your mirrors now. Watch your mirrors.
Doesn't look like anyone's going quicker at the moment. Just see as these come across the line. We're still 4th and 9th. We are 5th. Norris does go quicker. So the other McLaren found some pace on some used tyres there in the end. So McLaren, you got to say, looking very good. So it is Oscar Piastri on pole for the sprint. As we say, nearly 4 attempts. So really good pace from Oscar. Carlos Sainz 2nd. Lando Norris 3rd. Max Verstappen 4th. Fernando Alonso 5th. Yuki Tsunoda 6th. Leclerc is 7th. Hamilton 8th. Ricciardo 9th. And Ocon in the Williams rounds out the top 10. And as we saw, Bottas knocked out in SQ2. And then we have George Russell knocked out in SQ1. All right, let's jump into strategy and get into this sprint race. Okay, softs will just about make it. So we are going to go for the soft tyres for both drivers. Obviously, no stops being a sprint. So it's soft for Alonso, soft for Ricciardo, 5th for Alonso. Ricciardo starts 9th. Let's get this sprint underway. Here we go then, Oscar Piastri on pole. We've got 5 lights and they're held for quite a while here. We're underway. And we'll jump on with Alonso as Piastri gets away well. Alonso has Yuki already alongside him, already past him there. Yuki up to 4th. Yuki got a great launch. Piastri has been challenged for the lead by Sainz, but just looks like he's holding on to it for now. And he has, but Alonso lost out to Tsunoda, who jumped both Alonso and Norris there. And Alonso under pressure from Leclerc as well.
Come on. Just stay focused.
And everyone else has gone mediums here. We've got Hamilton on the hards. We are the only team on the softs here. So this might have backfired for us, but let's see. The softs did show they would be quicker. But let's wait and see if that's going to be the right decision.
Copy.
We best look after him, though.
Just keep looking after your tires.
Understood.
Ricciardo's up to 8th. So Hamilton on the hards going backwards, and we're getting past Leclerc as well there. So a nice little move. And Ricciardo up to 7th. So we're
P7.
going to have to manage these softs by the looks of it.
And we're watching Daniel Ricciardo. It's there for the
And
taking.
there we go. Nice move. Good traction. Obviously better traction on those soft tyres.
And Daniel Ricciardo.
Leclerc a little while behind.
Right, DRS is enabled. Alonso just needs to stay with this group. Then we can manage the tyres a little bit. Alonso right in the back of Yuki Tsunoda here. We are going to get some DRS. Tsunoda's got no DRS. So Alonso got a little bit bogged down there, but we pull out to the inside now. We're alongside Yuki Tsunoda. Can we make this move? And move up into 4th place? Yes, we can.
Let's go.
This is really good.
So good work from Fernando Alonso. Moves up to P4, but we've got to manage these tyres.
What happened there?
And Tsunoda has got us straight back here. Weren't expecting him to come back at us here. Bold through there. Alonso left the door open, and Yuki says thank you very much. So back down to P5 for Fernando.
Closer and closer to that.
Norris really pushing Alonso. Alonso's just dropped out of Tsunoda's DRS because Tsunoda is pushed up to the top 3 here. And Alonso's just trying to manage his tyres. We don't want to push them too hard. Tyre life a little bit better than the medium runners now, so it is kind of working in this phase. But Norris probably going to get past us very shortly here because we're going to have no DRS on the back straight, and that's going to cost us. And in fact, Norris doesn't wait for the start-finish straight. He's through here, so again, Alonso kind of left the door open on the inside. And Norris said thank you very much.
Take a look here.
Okay, Norris was briefly past us on the start-finish straight there, but Alonso kept on in there through that section, and then on the inside, forced Lando out wide there, and that opened the door for Danny Rick. So Alonso got his elbows out, put Lando Norris on the grass there, and that allowed Danny Rick to get through as well. So we are now 5th and 6th in this race, but it is 3 seconds to Tsunoda, so we've got to find some pace here. We really need Ricciardo to get past Alonso here, because Ricciardo's got more pace to use.
Focus on cooling the tyres.
I don't want to ask Alonso to get out of the way, though, because he may lose that position to Lando Norris. So if we get Ricciardo to do this, there we go. That's happened naturally. That's worked out well. Alonso may well get back past him here. Although Ricciardo has got the DRS, so hopefully Ricciardo leads into this first corner. Then we can ask Alonso not to attack for a moment. Yeah, that's fine. Right, let's use the pace then with Ricciardo. Ricciardo is nearly on Carlos Sainz here. Sainz has got the better tyre life than Verstappen and Tsunoda, but it looks like Verstappen and Tsunoda are going to just about survive. Can we get this DRS? We're going to get the DRS on Bortoleto here. We should have DRS on Sainz as well. Is Bortoleto going to get out of the way, though? That's the key thing here. He's not at the moment. Bortoleto, you're not racing here. And he's just going to wreck it here.
One more lap.
Bortoleto has just ruined any chance we had of getting into the slipstream of Carlos Sainz. What is he doing? He's a lapped car. And he's still not getting the way. Bortoleto out here ruining this for Team Lotus. He's still not moving. You might have better pace, but you need to get out of the way. Ah, this is ridiculous. He's just not got out of the way at all there. Get him off the grid. We don't want to see this. Bortoleto, what are you playing at? And he's absolutely blitzed his tyres in that spell. Down to 35%, but he's absolutely ruined it there. No chance then for us now. We've used all our battery. That could be bad news with Lando behind us. Verstappen and Tsunoda going to survive. We might be out-dragged to the line here because we've been deploying all the battery.
Piastri has just gone and won the sprint.
Oh, we survived. We just about survived there. So Ricciardo P5, Alonso P6. It is Piastri that wins it. Bit of an up and down race there. Didn't look like we could challenge the top 4, but then looked like we might have a bit of pace towards the end. Could have potentially got Sainz. Bortoleto was in the way. I think it was still a long shot. But yeah, we take 5th and 6th. We'll take that. Damage limitation at the moment while the other cars are ahead of us. But Piastri dominates sprint qualifying and dominates the sprint race. There we go then. Full classification. Oscar Piastri wins it from pole. Yuki Tsunoda up 4 to finish 2nd. Max Verstappen 3rd. Carlos Sainz 4th. Danny Rick up 4 to finish 5th. Fernando Alonso 6th. Lando Norris 7th. And Charles Leclerc rounds out the points in 8th. Hulkenberg did get up 3 places in the RB, but not enough to get in the points. And Hamilton, just the wrong choice of tyres on the hards. Yeah, Mercedes really struggling down the lower half then. So it is a great win for Oscar Piastri. That McLaren finally looks like it's come alive as we head into qualifying next. Okay, Q1 for the full race underway. And both cars out pretty close together there. That's not ideal, but let's see if we set a good enough time here in Q1. Ricardo's going to get a nice toe. It's Gasly's crash. I was just hoping that wasn't R2 drivers there. Here, Gasly in the Audi. And he's lost it. Everyone's losing it on that corner this race weekend. Let's have a look at these times come in then. And we look pretty good. That should be enough. That should be enough to see us through to Q2. Okay, under a minute to go. We should get checkered flag. As I say, we do look like we're doing comfortably through here. And we are indeed. Gasly's error. We'll see him start last by looks at it in 22nd. We are going to use the tyres that we just used in Q1 and see if that's going to be enough here to get us through to Q3. Track details. We don't have any rain.
Okay, cool the tyres and we will box this lap. Box this lap.
Alonso is slower than Zhou. Ocon's had a crash. Turn 7. Turn 7 becoming a bit of a nightmare around Imola this weekend. And Ocon is the latest into there.
Can't do it.
Yeah, Ricciardo's half a second off a stat. Both drivers might need to go again here. Okay, we have sent both drivers out again in Q2. Alonso's gone green for that first sector. Ricciardo has not, though. 23.3. He's not too far away. Alonso's gone slower in the middle. 25.2. Alonso right on the bubble in 10th. Lawson and Albon already finished. Ocon got damaged, so unlikely to go quicker. So it's Tsunoda or Bottas who should, at least Tsunoda should go quicker. Ricciardo doesn't look like he's going to improve. Tsunoda does, so Alonso drops in to the bottom 6 then. Alonso has got to get a quicker time here. And he hasn't. Alonso is going to be out in Q2. Ricciardo should survive now because it's just Bottas. Don't think he's going quicker either. He doesn't. But Fernando Alonso then knocked out in Q2 and Ricciardo only P8. Ricciardo underway then, Q3. We're just going to do one flying lap. He is the first out on track, so that's why we're seeing purple. We're not going to get too excited because it doesn't look like we've got the pace round here to challenge for pole. And looks like a top 8 will do him well. He may be battling with Zhou. It might be 9th or 10th. Let's wait and see. But yeah, really showing we haven't got the pace with Alonso knocked out in Q2. That is a surprise. And that purple first sector has been taken away from us. We're going purple in the second. But again, I think apart from Zhou, who's behind us. So we do look like we're going quicker than Zhou at least. But what can Daniel Ricciardo set here? This is going to be his one and only run as he heads to the line. And it's a 1:13.1. Let's see how that stacks up. Yeah, everyone's set their laps now, and Ricciardo is 5th. Looks like Verstappen at least might have been using a scrub set though, so don't know if we'll hold on to that. Let's wait and see. Here we go then. Everyone now about to finish their hot laps here. We are currently P8 and Hamilton has just been checkered flag, so P8 is the best we can hope for. Piastri currently on provisional pole. Russell across the line next. Is he going to go any quicker? Then we've got Leclerc and Sainz. Leclerc, Sainz. And no one really going any quicker. So that's it. It's P8 for Daniel Ricciardo. So there we have it. Oscar Piastri first and Lando Norris second. So finally we see this McLaren work, this dominance that we thought they might have. And it's a 1-2 for McLaren. Yuki Tsunoda third, Max in 4th, Carlos Sainz 5th, Charles Leclerc 6th, George Russell 7th, Danny Rick 8th, Lewis Hamilton 9th, Guan Yu Zhou 10th. And as we saw, Fernando Alonso 11th. So work to do in this one if we're to compete for a podium. Let's jump into some strategy before we start the full race in Imola. I've gone through a few little iterations here. But the best way round here does look to be the one stop with the medium hard tyre. And we're going to switch it up in terms of Ricciardo's going to start on the medium, finish on the hard. Alonso will start on the hard, finish on the medium. So let's see how we go then. 3 lights, 4, 5. And off we go. The two McLarens, Piastri and Norris lead us away. Yuki Tsunoda P3. And Danny Rick already trying to make a move on George Russell then. And he's already got that move done on George Russell. And alongside Max Verstappen. Yes, indeed. That's a hell of a start from Danny Rick. Are they on hards? No, they're on mediums. Danny Rick launched like a rocket ship there. Started P8. We're up to P5. Alonso remains in P11. But that's a cracking start from Danny Rick.
Honestly, I don't think we can do much more.
Head on.
Well, Daniel Ricciardo, hell of a start there. Perfect launch. Better than perfect, to be fair. That's really good work. Got a yellow flag early on. Is it Albon there? Albon's got some damage. No, it's Bottas running wide. Bottas down to 15th. The world champion from last year.
And nearly, just running wide.
Bottas not going to help his race.
Concentration, maybe.
Oh, Ricciardo certainly had his Weetabix this morning. He's flying. P8 after one lap. He's up to P4.
Alrighty. Nice.
So about to start lap 4 then. And Piastri leads by 3.4 seconds. He's having a great time of it. And I think Alonso is going to be under a lot of pressure here. Here comes Joe. Alonso on the hard tyres. And this is going to be a struggle to defend here. He might lose 2 positions. And exactly what happens. Alonso down to P12. Sorry, started P11.
Yeah, we'll have to have more straight line of speed.
Oh, Alonso's being swarmed here, isn't he? Lawson, our ex-teammate, our ex-team member, Ricciardo's ex-teammate, has got past Alonso. He would have enjoyed that one.
Ridiculous.
Alonso's getting very upset. GP tries to calm him. Alonso down to P13. So, yeah, very different tale here between our 2 drivers. Ricciardo P4, Alonso bogged down in P13. But Alonso will have the better tyres at the end, of course. Piastri now leads from Sainz, who's closed that gap. He's obviously got past Tsunoda and closing. But Sainz is on the softs, isn't he? Yeah. The softs, to me, just didn't feel like they would work around here. So it'll be interesting to see if these soft runners are going for a 1-stopper or 2. Ricciardo just about got the DRS on Tsunoda. And here we go, Lando looking at the inside. He's nearly past us already. He's going to get DRS to pull away as well because he got that move done after the detection zone. So that is a bit frustrating because we might lose the DRS in terms of the 1 second gap to him because he's got good pace to pull away now.
Alrighty.
We wanted the DRS there. We might have to just attack on the tyres a little bit across this lap.
Just keep the head down.
And Alonso is back past Joe. Well,
that's Liam ahead.
We shall see. He's briefly past Joe because Joe looked like he's having a good go back at him there.
Let's go.
There we are, Joe fighting it back. So Alonso may not keep this for too long here. No, Joe is going to get that position back. So Alonso getting bogged down.
I can't push any harder than this.
Alonso, come on. Let's not start the negativity, Fernando, today. So yeah, if you've been following this series, you'll know. But if you're new, we developed a dominant car for 2026. And it's a bit too dominant. And I didn't want the series to be us basically getting a 1-2 every race. So in 4 parts of the calendar, we go into the database editor and we provide the AI with upgrades. So we do a random jaw generator that tells us how big the upgrade is going to be for the team, and then we apply it. So we've just done that in Miami 2 races ago. So that's why we've dropped off the pace a bit. So we've now got to do some design work to get back up to fighting for podiums and wins. Here comes Fernando then. He's got the DRS again on Joe. He did have this last time, but Joe was able to fight it back. Looks to be a little bit of a better gap this time, though. But he's 2.8 away from Liam Lawson, the man who he replaced at Team Lotus. But here comes Joe again. This is a repeat. Is Fernando on defend? He's not. That might be an issue. He's leaving the doors open a little bit.
Gap is 2.9.
Just use a bit of battery with Fernando as well.
Stick on your line.
As Max Verstappen is going to have us here. There's nothing we can do about this.
For the fuel.
DRS. He's going to be way past us before the corner. So yeah, Ricciardo, we might have to switch to a 2-stop and just try something a bit different.
I don't think we can do much more.
Right, Alonso is now got Albon behind him, still in his DRS, so he can't pull away from these lower midfield teams.
Gap. 2 seconds.
And Leclerc is past Ricciardo, so this is what we feared, really, that we're just going backwards. Although we did qualify P8, of course. He made an almighty start, Ricciardo. This probably is just where our pace is today. There you go, easy work for Charles. He's back through on Albon finally.
Keep watching Alonso with this one.
He's having a good old ding-dong with Albon, but that's not where we want to be. We want to get Alonso at least to the points today. 7 roses from Kinga. Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated. Certainly not required, but I do appreciate that. Thank you, buddy. Right, Alonso, P12 then. Sainz obviously started using some of that soft tyre now. Ricciardo is staying in the DRS here, which is good. Hulkenberg has joined him. Looks like this
We do need a little bit of lift off for the
top 8 are pulling away. Hamilton's 3.4 behind Hulkenberg now.
Understood.
Hamilton needs to pit. And Lawson needs to pit. So Hamilton and Lawson will be the first ones in.
Take it
They're
easy.
probably going to be in the next lap or so, I'd imagine.
Here's the replay.
Was Albon still with
Alex
Alonso
Albon
here?
is part of this.
He was.
Nothing wrong so
Continuing
far.
to fight with Fernando,
The brakes couldn't cope.
but not
And
anymore.
hopefully there's not too much damage to the
Albon locks
tyres.
up, but that should bring an end, and it has brought an end to his battle with Fernando then. Bortoletto does pit. Albon is only now rejoining the track. He's got underfloor damage, it looks like, from running across the curbs there, or gravel. And Albon has just pretty much wrecked his race there. And has given Alonso some clean air. Behind him, at least. And he's now catching up with Zhou. It is 1.2 to Zhou, but then it is 3.3 to Russell. So Alonso starting to come alive a little bit more now. As Zhou covers off the inside, Fernando looks at the outside, then back to the inside. Fernando later braking, and he is through on Guan Yu Zhou. So hopefully now these hards are starting to come into play.
Yes.
So Fernando finally back into the
Good
top
stint
10.
so far.
And well, for the
P10.
first time in the top 10, because he qualified P11. So he is now in the top 10 and is
Okay,
grabbing himself
2.8.
a World Championship point, as it is right now. But he broke the DRS to Zhou, which is important. He doesn't have to worry about defending. As we'll go on board with Fernando.
Joe, the car behind.
And George Russell, the car ahead. We're on
Get
hards,
behind
started on hards, but it's now at that crossover points where the mediums are starting to struggle and the hards have still got good tyre life. So Alonso needs to start using his pace now. And Ricciardo, we probably want to try and undercut now, really, on Hulkenberg and Leclerc. I'm currently playing FIFA 23. Nice track, Tom. Which team? Who's your team? Right, just quickly, briefly back to Ricciardo, just to see what happens here on Hulkenberg, because we look a lot closer. Pulling to the inside. I don't think Hulkenberg can cut that off now, because we're already alongside Danny Rick then. Back on Nico Hulkenberg, but Hulkenberg later on the brakes. And he remains in P6 for now, but Ricciardo's still having a look. He's got to be careful. Charles Leclerc is sniffing around his rear. But no, Ricciardo maintains P6. Hulkenberg P7, sorry, Ricciardo. Hulkenberg maintains P6. We might want to just push and pit this lap. Although those hards would have to manage. Victory, we just lost DRS there. And that's going to open the door to Charles to get past us. Verstappen. Hulkenberg's past Verstappen. Hulkenberg's pushing. I think Hulkenberg's on an in-lap here.
Russell behind us.
And we could make the hards work, but we'd have to manage them a little bit more. And Alonso is past George Russell then. Willie, thanks for the follow. And here we go. Fernando start finish straight then. DRS assisted. Job done. So Fernando starting to come into this race finally. Being bogged down in that midfield for so long. I'm pretty confident Hulkenberg's in at the end of this lap. Yellow flag. It's another lockup. Oh, George Russell.
Let's take a closer look.
Just lost out to Fernando. Looks like people are cursed behind Fernando today. Keep locking up. This time it's Russell. Previously
Car fails to
Albon.
respond, but that's just the...
What's that done to George's tyre life? Down to 25%. Georgie Borgi needs to be in the pits at the end of this lap because of that. Ricciardo's losing a bit of pace here. Looks like the AI are starting to push. Is Hulkenberg going to be in at the end of this lap? I think we go next lap now. I think Hulkenberg's going to get the undercut, but hopefully we're going to be in before these guys.
Box.
Yeah, Hulkenberg does pit.
I'll pit this lap.
Verstappen stays out, Leclerc stays out, and of course Danny Rick stays out. Let's see if this is a good stop for the RB man, Nico Hulkenberg. His teammate Tsunoda, currently third in the World Championship, and he's third in this race as well. Yeah, that's a clean stop for them, unfortunately. So I think he will get the undercut on us. I don't think two cars are out, but there has been a crash.
The cars.
Oh, it's Max. Max and Leclerc.
Far from intentional.
Ooh, Leclerc comes through on the inside. There's contact.
Moment, yes, but as any driver will know.
Doesn't show Leclerc is damaged. Verstappen might have damage, but his mechanical issue is showing at the moment. Right, Danny Rick in. No penalties between Verstappen and Leclerc. Ocon's got a mechanical fault. We need a nice clean stop from the pit crew here. And we don't get it. Sticky front right. That's 2 seconds too slow, so that is disappointing. Russell does box, but Hulkenberg should be past us now.
Alrighty.
I think he would have been past us anyway, but just compounded the issue. A slow stop.
Sorry for that.
Fighting Hamilton, pit exit.
Yeah, Hamilton will be past us as well. So we've lost out big time there. What's Hamilton? Oh, Hamilton's two-stopping. Hamilton's not an issue, but we're too far back on Hulkenberg, so that 2 seconds has cost us there. Yeah, Leclerc down to 30%, so I'm expecting him in at the end of this lap. And he is indeed. Verstappen doesn't follow him though. Verstappen stays out. So Alonso will be past him, of course, but Alonso's still got to stop. Where is Danny Rick going to be in all of this? Let's go back to the interval time. Yeah, Hulkenberg's pulled a good 6 seconds on Ricciardo, so that really has worked out badly. Nice stop for Ferrari, it looked like, the tail end that we caught. I think this will be close. I think this is going to be close. It's not going to be close. It's not going to be close. There's Leclerc, Ricciardo, a good second to 2 seconds back. He has got his tyres nearly up to temp though, so he might be able to close that gap to Leclerc, but yeah, pit stop really cost us. McLaren going for a little double stack, is it?
Okay.
Little double stack Olofsky from the McLaren. Oh, that's nice. That's clockwork, isn't it? Good work from McLaren in there. As Tsunoda pits as well as Verstappen. Right, Ricciardo is on Leclerc here, and Verstappen's going to be coming out of the pits probably very close to these. Right, here we go. There's Ricciardo. There's Leclerc. Verstappen is coming out of the pits. There's Verstappen. We're cleared Verstappen, but he'll have a good tyre advantage on us now. And we couldn't quite get past Leclerc there. Where is Alonso going to finish in all of this? It's going to be interesting to see. Right, Ocon has been dispatched by Hamilton. Ocon surely getting into the pits. He is. Oh, look at this. Verstappen all over us. Hamilton. It's not Hamilton, that's Leclerc. No grip. Well, he has got grip. He's got new tyres, but he's got no traction out of there, it seemed.
Very good job. Next car, Hamilton.
Right, so we're up to P9, but we are going to be battling Leclerc and Verstappen all the way, it looks like here. So Alonso's probably going to have quite a bit of overtaking to do here. Well, let's hope for a clean stop. They've only had to make 2 stops today. They've already done 1 that they made an error in. Hope for better here. Yeah, that's better. It's not world record pace, but 2.3 will take it.
We'll be close at pit out.
Hamilton pits as well, which is good. Russell should be past us in all honesty here. Yeah, there he goes. Or Zhou. Yeah, Zhou's going to be past us as well. Lawson should be too far back, though. And he is. So Alonso out in P12. Medium tyres to the end.
Joe, gap at 1 second.
We'll see what his pace is going to be once he gets those tyres up to 10. Alonso's past Zhou. Hopefully we get a replay of that.
Let's go, guys.
Well done. Nice job.
We do indeed. I think it's just start to finish straight with DRS. It was indeed. Zhou having a good race though. Alpine. Their best race of the season it's looking like so far today. So the battles here really across this top 10 is Sainz and Tsunoda for 3rd, Ricciardo and Leclerc for 6th, and it's looking like Alonso and Max for P8. Alonso is very close to Russell here. We could give him some battery here to get just
Press and hold the overtake.
rubber stamp this smooth. Got a hope here as Leclerc is trying to use a lot of battery here whilst he's battling us because we're just saving our battery.
Yep, understood.
There goes Leclerc again. We cover him off again. Alonso's already past Russell, it looks like, before the DRS zone. Did we get DRS as well? Yes, we did, so that's going to work perfectly for Fernando.
With that.
Let's see what happens.
So he would have got that in the first
Now we're
left-hander
through the
here.
last turn here. The opportunity's there,
Protection zone is actually there, so I don't know how we got DRS, but we take it.
and they move.
So Alonso into P9. Now he's 11 seconds off Max Verstappen. So this is where he's got to use the pace. Let's push on the fuel. Alonso should have DRS here. I don't think Max is going to be able to do much here. But this has worked out well in the end for Alonso. Started P11th. This would be for 8th place. Being a bit bogged down there though. And doesn't make it work. But it should be a matter of time here. Right, Alonso has DRS again, but it looks to be quite far back again. Although, Max leaves the door open, and Fernando is not one to turn down an opportunity like that. They're going to be side by side, though. Max may have an issue, but he doesn't want to give it up. But Alonso will have the inside here. Max still there, though. They're still side by side. Alonso again will have the inside round here. Surely
Really
Max is going to have to concede.
Leclerc ahead.
And I think he has. I can't quite see if they're still side by side. I think they might be, you know. As they come over the crest of the hill. And Alonso finally has it done. And up to P8.
Thoughts on tyres?
Ricciardo's got 5.5 to Leclerc, so that is very much job done for Ricciardo there. Alonso, let's use a bit of battery. Make sure Verstappen can't come back to us.
Available.
He might be right back on us on this start-finish straight, but the next one should be absolutely fine. He's just about going to get DRS, but we're going to dump quite a bit of battery out of this final corner. Yeah, it's about a second, so he will get DRS. Hopefully with this battery that we're using, he's not going to be close enough to overtake, and we can push away for the remainder of this lap. Piastri leads, then Norris still second, Sainz still third, Tsunoda 4.4 back, so it looks like the podium is set. Only 3.5 to Leclerc. Is Leclerc at risk from Fernando Alonso? Alonso might even be able to get P7 right behind his teammate in the end of this race. Alonso's here. Alonso's arrived. Alonso's had a good race in the end, hasn't he? It looked a bit worrying on those hards in the first stint. Always does, though. You've got to stick with it on those hard tyres when you're going for a long stint, and it's paid off in the end. And he is very much on Charles Leclerc. Might just go a bit light here just to save the tyres. Harvest a bit of battery out of here. Because Leclerc might save some battery. So let's just see.
Okay, copy.
But Alonso's got a great chance for P7 here. DRS assisted here.
Recharge on.
Leclerc's got 39% on his hards.
5 more laps.
We just stay behind him there. Let's go back to neutral.
Recharge off.
Yeah, Ricciardo 3.2, so he can't quite make it to Hulkenberg. Looks like it's going to be P6 for Ricciardo. These McLarens have dominated though. Sainz now 16 seconds off the pace. Should sign Max if Alonso retires. That would be a good old signing for us.
You're doing some good time management.
I've never used Max actually on any F1 manager, 22, 23 or this one. Right, Alonso all over the back of Leclerc then. Leclerc's tyres saying 38%. This is looking like job done here, isn't it? Well, there's a back marker though.
Anything can happen still.
There's a back marker, so Leclerc is probably going to get DRS here.
And recharge.
Just manage some battery again. Just manage this. Save it up for a last lap attack here.
4 more laps.
Leclerc will get DRS, so it's not the best opportunity through here. There we go, Leclerc with DRS, so we are gaining, but it's going to be too difficult to make the move, I think, through there. Let's see, we're 7 tenths back. Not using any battery again there. Going to be gaining. You can visibly see the gains. Alonso sends it down the inside, but Leclerc is going to fight it back. Leclerc may well have this. Let's go to neutral now. Right, it is time to go for that push now on Leclerc.
Gap 7.3.
Leclerc's got 35%. I feel we've got this with Fernando. I feel it's in the bag. A good race from Fernando. Started P11, went backwards up to P8, and this is a chance for P7.
Just keep your head down.
Leclerc down to 34% tyres. We've got a tyre advantage. We've got full battery, and we've got softer tyres. And Alonso having another look through there. Don't really want to make the move there because we want to get the DRS. Oh no, we're going to give DRS. We're going to give DRS to Leclerc. No, we're not. We should just about get it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know who got it there. Hopefully we've got it because it's going to help us pull away. We are past Leclerc, but who got DRS?
Press and hold the overtake.
Alonso did. Should be job done. This should be job done here.
You can take a look now. Now here we are at the final corner.
We go on the outside
The
then.
gap opens up for them.
And Alonso gets the move done and takes the helping of DRS to help him pull away. We're going to use this battery. I'm going to use the rest of the tyre life that we've got. And I don't think there's anything Charles Leclerc can do about this. Alonso up to P7. And he's already put a gap of 1 second on Leclerc. So it looks like it's going to be job done for Fernando here. Yeah, up to 1.2 already. Just be mindful of the fuel.
Think about your lift off.
As Piastri has started the final lap. Alonso just on the tail of Gasly. Hopefully he's going to get away. He does. Ricciardo's got some traffic as well. But this looks like job done. Leclerc's 2.2 back. It's not going to be an issue. Well, it's going to be Oscar Piastri then, who wins it for McLaren in Imola. They have dominated. It's a 1-2 for McLaren. And 20 seconds down the road is Sainz. So Piastri wins it. Lando Norris P2. Sainz is going to claim P3 for Red Bull. And then a solid race for the two RBs still. Of Tsunoda is going to come home in 4th. And Hülkenberg is going to come home in P5. And let's just see our drivers across the line as well.
Caution on the back.
As Alonso's used all his battery, but it doesn't matter. He's had a great drive. But Ricciardo, solid. Started P8. We got a bit high up in those opening stages, up to P4. Dropped back down. But P6 is solid. That's a good return of solid points. P6 for Ricciardo. And Alonso went long on that hard stint. But it came together at the end, picking off Verstappen and Leclerc in the closing stages. So it's P6 for Ricciardo and P7 for Fernando Alonso for Team Lotus in Imola. And here we see it then. Oscar Piastri, that McLaren was dominant today. Oscar Piastri wins it. Lando Norris 2nd. Carlos Sainz 3rd. He took the fastest lap, so gets the extra point as well. Yuki Tsunoda 4th. Hülkenberg up 10 places. Good drive from him to 5th. But there we go. Look, solid drive from our drivers. Up 2 for Ricciardo. Up 4 from Alonso to finish 6th and 7th respectively. Charles Leclerc is 8th, Max Verstappen 9, down 5, had that issue, ERS issue, and George Russell rounds out the top 10. Drivers' Championship then, as I say, Ricciardo did have a healthy lead, still got a healthy lead, and he extends it on Alonso, but the drivers behind are coming at us now. This was a sprint weekend, and look at the McLarens, 33 points for Piastri, 20 for Norris. Yuki Tsunoda also gained 7 as well on Ricciardo, so if this continues, it's going to get very tight. very tasty up front. But as we have it, Ricciardo leads, Alonso second, Yuki third, Carlos Sainz fourth, Oscar Piastri fifth, Lando jumps up to sixth, Max down to seventh, Leclerc up to eighth, beating Hamilton by a point. Hamilton beat them in the first year as teammates, but Charles 8th, Hamilton 9th, and Hulkenberg 10th. Rest of the points so far, Bottas won the World Championship last year. He's only got 21 points after 8 rounds this year. That Mercedes really struggling in 2026. Russell 12th, Perez 13th, Ocon 14th, Albon 14th, sorry, Ocon 15th, and the rest yet to score. And finally then, Constructors, and same story here. We've built up a healthy lead with that dominant car we had in the early phases. We're not dominant anymore, and they're coming at us. But 21 points, still solid for us. RB get 8-point advantage on us. They're in second. It's all about McLaren, who look like they've got the best car on the grid at the moment. 53 points. They carry on like that within 4, 5, or 6 races. They'll be very close for us. So they move up to third. Red Bull 4th. Then we've got Ferrari 5th, Mercedes 6th, Williams 7th, Aston Martin 8th, and Alpine, Audi, and Haas yet to score. And again, Mercedes dominated last year. Drivers' Championship with Bottas. Constructors' Championship, and they've only got 32 points this year, so that is a dramatic fall off for Mercedes. So a really good race for us in the end then, and if you've been following this series, you know we would have started this year very dominant. We wanted to close the grid up, and it looks like that's happened. We're very much not the dominant car. I think that's the best we could have hoped for today, so we couldn't challenge for a podium and a win. So the grid is now coming back at us. We need to upgrade the car. We need to design parts to get back on the podium and start winning races. McLaren looking very dominant now. They looked dominant on the analysis for a while, but they put it on the track this time round with that 1-2, 20 seconds ahead of anyone else. So they look to be the team to beat at the moment, but it was pretty close then between the RBs, Red Bulls, Ferraris, and ourselves. So I think we're going to mix it up with those. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the year now. It's going to get closer, I think, the drivers, especially the Drivers' Championship, because the gap is not as big. But I think the Constructors and Drivers' Championship will now start to close, and it might come down to those final 6 races. That's what we're hoping for, a quite exciting end to the season. But we've still got a good advantage as it is at the moment, so we've just got to keep doing a bit of damage limitation until we can get that car back on the podium. But if you made it all the way to the end of this video, if you're not already subscribed, please do. We are on the road to nearly 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed and you like the content, please do smash the subscribe button. And as I say, likes always do help me out. It helps push the channel, push the content to other people who like F1 Manager and Formula 1 content. So please do me a favor and press that like button. And we're going to be back very soon to continue our Team Lotus F1 Manager series.